Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jason, Dedeker, how are you today?
Boy, we are doing all right. We're excited because today is the day of the judges, the first.
It's Judgment Day.
It's Judgment. Yeah,
it's Judgment Day. Wow, is that a thing like in the Bible that will be later that I will encounter that you're just making a goof about currently?
Yes. I
Okay.
was making a joke about Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Oh, you're right. Judgment Day. Yep.
But also in the Bible, that's where that comes from. Yeah. The sort of concept of Judgment Day. And yeah, we'll get to all this good stuff later.
Do the people of the earth get judged?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we're all gonna be judged,
boy.
Emily.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah.
Is that a Revelations thing? You know, I love my idea of Revelations.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's about. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just know that my idea of it is awesome.
Yeah. Tell us. Paint us a word
really
picture
cool.
of your idea of the Book of Revelations.
There are really crazy looking angels that have 75 eyes, and they their wings are sprouting out of their ears and stuff like that. And
Sweet.
Then there are 4 horsemen, and plagues happen, and it's awesome. And then that's it. That the end of times, and then that's the end of the book. It's a huge Deus ex machina, and maybe Jesus comes in, but maybe not. Maybe he might. People think he might, but then maybe he doesn't. So yeah.
I mean, she's not far off.
I mean, yeah, no, really, pretty good. I'm excited for when we get to it. I wish it were sooner.
I can't wait. I know.
I wish it were sooner.
You know what?
So
do I.
That's a good opportunity to be hey there, listeners out there. If you like this show and you want to get to Revelation sooner, consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Because if we get enough of them, if we really can find an audience for this show and have more Patreon supporters, we're going to start doing 2 episodes a week, which is going to get us to Revelation way faster. In fact, mathematically, twice as fast. So there you go.
That's how math works.
That's
definitely.
how math works.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. What the heck happened in all of Joshua? Because we're here.
Yeah, we finished up Joshua, and we remember that Joshua died.
Yes.
Yay.
We also, I was thinking it would be good to maybe keep a tally of these somewhere, but
Tally of what, deaths?
No, every time we hit an often quoted section of the Bible, because we got that one very often used quote, which is the
and y'all were whoa, big.
Yeah.
And I'm I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, which was, do you remember what it was, Emily?
No, not even a little bit.
Okay.
No.
Well, it was it was Joshua talking about and you all might go off and worship other gods and do stupid things, but as for me and my house, we serve the
house.
Lord. We serve Yahweh. Yeah.
All I know is that John 3:16 came up in an episode of Monster Factory that I was listening to recently.
Yeah, we just watched that one too.
Yeah, exactly. And so, and Josh, my partner, was saying it next to me, and I'm okay, what's happening? And then they said it on there, and I was okay, clearly this is another one of those times, but it's in John, so it's not going to happen for a long time.
Again, unless more patrons show up. So come on, everybody.
Exactly. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, no, that's probably, I would say, for most Christians, if there's only one verse they ever learn from the Bible, from memory, it's that one.
Yeah.
That is the number one verse. Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So we'll get there eventually.
Cool. We got 50 people in our army.
Hey, that's great.
50 patrons. So
I think we said once we hit 300 is when we'll do twice a week. So
250 more of all y'all.
So we're
Come on.
a sixth of the way there?
So if each of you 50 just picked 5 friends and got
Yeah,
them
come on,
into the show
multi-level
and sign up.
marketing, okay? Let's multi-level market this shit.
Yes,
Cool.
I love it.
And then when you get to Black Diamond Drunk Bible Study level, that's when you can finally
Ooh.
afford to buy your Bible yacht.
Oh, see, I was thinking we give them like a pink bedazzled Bible as a thank you or something.
Oh, that's
like,
good.
If enough
Just
people
give them
sign up
all-
under you.
What
That's
about I love
good.
the Bible that I got. It's really awesome. It's that like vegan leather burgundy embossed gold with my name on it Bible.
Yeah.
And it's also an NIV version. Whoops, but it's fine. It's
It's
fine.
for your
We're
own
good.
personal reference, though. Whenever you want to
Yeah.
turn to the Word, and find some
Yeah.
comfort.
Okay.
Can I just tell you
thanks.
how much I love the image of Emily carrying around her NIV study Bible with her all the time, so that anytime a Bible conversation does come up, she
Oh.
just whips it out and it's like, oh, really? Let's see what it says about that.
That does not. I don't think that's going to happen ever in my life. But like, that's
Oh,
really
never
sweet.
say never,
I love
my
that.
dear.
I
Just
okay.
never say never.
Oh boy.
I don't think you were
A lot of-
anticipating that you'd be reading through the entire Bible with the two of us.
That's
fooling
true.
us,
You know what?
so-
That's absolutely true. I had no idea in my life that I would ever be reading the entire Bible. No way. But here we are. So
Okay, well,
So what-
I'm choosing not to
Yes.
drink today because I got a little bit of an upset tummy. I got to go to the airport, and why drink before the airport when you can drink at the airport is what I always
that's
say.
my motto.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So what are
yeah.
the two of you drinking today?
So
Um,
I'm
yes,
having
please.
a yellowtail Shiraz. Yeah, everyone knows that one, except that I bought it here in Korea, which means it was like $17.
Oh
or
my
something.
god.
Whoa! Wow!
Oh my god.
There is.
If I'd known that, I would not have allowed you to buy that if I'd known. I suspected
Gosh.
it because he's brought, okay, this is the second bottle of Yellowtail he's brought home.
Because it's the only option. It's Yellowtail or some brand I've never heard of. Which
Okay. Did you guys drink with me the like really good Italian wine that they had at the Family Mart?
yeah, we had that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I don't know $6 or something, and it was great.
See, here's
And
the
it was what?
here's the move that they do here is that at least at the convenience store that's close to us, they don't have any prices labeled on any of the wines. And there's only 3 wines. There's 2 different versions of Yellowtail, like 2 different varietals. And then
Okay.
this random other one that's got some Italian-y writing on it, but I don't know where it's from. And
Well,
none of them
do
have
that
prices.
one.
So I always just end up being like, well, I know what this is. I know
Maybe
it's not
the
going to be
Ita-
the
no,
worst.
Italian wine is phenomenal. Italian wine,
But for
like
all-
even the like.
But for all he knows, it's like $50 at the convenience
I
store.
mean,
I don't know.
you should ask how much it is. Like have them.
I'm taking
Well,
Korean lessons.
we gotta
I'll-
figure out how to do that in Korean first.
Yeah, no, I'll ask my Korean teacher, be like, hey, I need to ask how much this wine bottle is.
Yeah, I didn't have a bad bottle of wine in Italy is all that I'm saying. Like even the like shitty like table wine was outstanding. It was ridiculous. So just like go to town, get that instead of your $17 bottle of frickin' Yellowtail, okay?
I think it's actually
All
only
right.
like $11 or $12, but it's still
Be
way
that
too
as
much
it
for
may.
Yellowtail.
Be that
yeah.
way too much,
Still,
way too
though.
much. Yeah.
What are you drinking, Emily?
I'm again having my lovely ginger gimlet with
nice.
homemade candied ginger as
So
a
nice.
garnish. It's really lovely. Yeah, I will say today at work, I was talking to a person who came to work to try to sell us his wine about drunk Bible study. And he told me, it was like, well, you know, I make this wine myself. I'd love to have a bottle of it on the show. And then he proceeded to leave without giving me one. And I was like, dude, like you just lost the opportunity for free. You know, I
free
would have talked about it.
marketing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
free marketing on the show. Like, bye. Okay. So if he comes back, then I'll take one. But if not,
Did he not
So-
leave a card or anything?
I know what his frickin' wine is called.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it yet because you
He
didn't
hasn't
leave that
earned it
bottle,
yet.
so no
Yeah.
free marketing.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of an asking
if-
ye shall receive kind of situation. if he does
Exactly.
not
He was
ask.
like, you know, it was the usual thing. It was like, I love your voice. Oh my gosh, what do you do with it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I have 2 podcasts. Yeah. And he's like, oh my gosh,
You're like,
how
I
awesome.
yell at
I'm like,
I yell at men with it.
yeah, exactly. He was like, so, you know, that's amazing. Like, I would love to have my wine on your podcast. And I'm like, hell yeah, like, let's do this. And then he left. And I'm just like, thanks a lot, man. I thought I was getting a free bottle of wine and that didn't happen. So
Well, just so you
If
know,
you're-
right now,
come back.
You know, our friend Kurt is kind of monopolizing the small
true.
production, you know, alcohol
Exactly.
getting
Yeah.
airtime on the show. So
Yeah.
And that's only beer, so we need
Yeah.
some variety here.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I know. Yeah,
All right.
there's also a gin maker that I would love to have on the show at some point who's
Yes.
like related to my brother's wife, so I've got a
Yeah, they make
connection
the
there.
best gin. It's so
It's
good.
so good. But again, we'll have to get some on the show before I can talk about it.
Yeah.
So, okay. All right. Should we just jump right into Judges? Because I know in the bonus, we're going to kind of talk about what the book of Judges is all about, when people think it was written, who it was written by, that sort of stuff. But for now, should we just like jump right in and see who we got to cast in our movie?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because we have a very special thing that we're about to show all you listeners. We asked you to do it and you did it. I mean, well done.
Ask and you shall receive right there. That's
Yeah,
the message of
geez,
this episode.
wow, I'm so impressed. Okay, yeah, so here it is.
I have titled it The People's Dread Judges.
Featuring
By Jason Green, feat Emily Matlack.
yeah.
So for those of you who remember 2 episodes ago, I think, when we were talking about this theme song, I mentioned the Judge Dredd theme, and Emily gave her rendition of what she thought the Judge Dredd theme would sound like.
That's where that came from. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad you reminded me.
And I did end up pulling that from the episode and like retuning it and auto-tuning it and stuff and putting that into this song.
All right, please, listener, enjoy.
So I started out with this kind of like People's Court inspired situation here.
Is that like a saxophone?
It is. It's a baritone saxophone.
Yeah, it's really low, totally.
Yeah. So that's in the People's Court theme. It's a bass and a piano. Or actually, I think it might just be a piano and a baritone sax. So that's
Okay.
what I did here. I also
Love
don't
it.
have great software for doing this, so I literally had to cut each note out of other recordings and like retune them and cut them into place.
Oh my
It
God.
was
Wow, that sounds like a
tedious
lot of work.
process. It was
Yeah.
tedious, yeah.
Jeez. Okay.
Okay, and now we're about to get into the actual main theme here, inspired by
Okay.
all those other things. So today we're reading Judges 1 and 2, and we want to remind everybody to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen to us while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time.
There you have it.
Wow, good job. Good job,
Jeez.
Maestro.
There it is, like
I
my
love
big
it.
debut as an electronic media artist.
The Mew
perfect.
Mews.
Yeah, my Muse. And I love like when we were talking about this that you like sent a picture of Mewtwo, or no, Mew, just,
No, just Mew.
little old Mew.
Yeah.
Just little old Mew.
Yeah.
Keeping in
Yeah,
our
little-
Pokemon theme for this show.
Oh, exactly. Perfect. I love it. All right, so let's move on to Joshua 1. Here we are. Not Joshua, Judges. Wow. I saw the word Joshua and I said Joshua, but I was lying. Okay. It happened after the death of Joshua, the children of Israel asked Yahweh, saying, "Who shall go up for us first against the Canaanites and fight against them?" Yahweh said, "Judah shall go up.
Oh.
Behold, I have delivered the land into his hand." Okay, is Judah going to be the big man on campus now?
I guess that seems to imply that.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
right, because the
interested
book is
to
called
see.
Judas.
No, it's called Judges.
The G is silent though. It's Judas. Judas.
I mean, I guess
Judas.
like the first 3 letters are the same in Judah as they are in Judges, but you know. Judah said to Simeon, his brother, "Come up with me into my lot, that we may fight against the Canaanites, and I likewise will go up with you into your lot." What's a lot?
They're like parcel of land, like a lot, like a commercial lot where they're going to develop their
okay.
real estate.
Yeah, I'm
So
totally.
I got some big strip mall dreams over here.
Yeah.
So why are Judah and Simeon still alive?
They're not.
Yeah,
We've been over this
yeah.
before. They're not.
No, so this is
So-
weird. I thought we were going to pick the
Yeah.
next leader, but we're actually just saying like who's going to go to war, like which tribes are, I guess.
But is this the whole of Simeon and the whole of Judah saying like, come up with us, bros?
Yeah, all in unison.
Multiple
They're all
bros?
shouting it to each other.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just weird how it's written. Okay. So, all right. So he said, likewise, I will go with you into your lot. So Simeon went with him. It seems like it's a single person speaking here
I know.
about
it's so
another
weird.
single
Yeah.
person, but it's not apparently. Judah went up, and Yahweh delivered the Canaanites and the Perizzites into their hand, and they struck them in Bezek 10,000 men. They struck them in Bezek 10,000 men, meaning they killed 10,000 people?
I guess so. Yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah, or 10 units of men.
Units of men, right?
Which we have talked about before. This word for thousand might also just mean a troop.
yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
But so they beat him. They beat him.
Cool. They found Adoni-Bezek in Bezek, and they fought against him, and they struck the Canaanites and the Perizzites. But Adoni-Bezek fled, and they pursued after him and caught him and cut off his thumbs and his great toes.
What?
His great toes.
I guess
not his.
big toes. I'm assuming his big ones.
I
The
mean,
big ones and the big thumbs.
we should first of all always start referring to our big toes as our great toes. That's for sure. Also, what the heck?
What the Bezek?
What
What
the devil?
Bezek? Yeah, what's going on? Why? That's messed up.
Yeah, it was
What?
messed up. You can't even walk if you don't have your big toes. If you don't have your great toes.
Well, didn't they kill him first and then cut off all his?
No.
Well,
I think
not
they just caught
necessarily.
him.
It just said they caught him. Yeah, they pursued
Jeez.
after him and caught him and cut off his thumbs and great toes. See, no, he's still alive. He's about to talk. Adoni-Bezek said 70 kings having their thumbs and their great toes cut off gathered their food under my table, as I have done, so God has requited me.
Oh. I
What?
think is he just saying that like this is a move he's done to 70 kings that he's conquered
Whoa,
and this is like
boy.
divine retribution?
Maybe
He's getting payback
Oh.
for what he's done. Translation time.
Okay.
The message. Okay, first of all,
Yes.
the message
Yes.
translates his name as My-Master-Bezek,
what?
all hyphenated. My-Master-Bezek.
My-Master-Bezek?
Like, as in that's what that translates to, maybe? My-Master-Bezek?
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, okay. So they cut off his thumbs and big toes. My-Master-Bezek said, 70 kings with their thumbs and big toes cut off used to crawl under my table scavenging. Now God has done to me what I did to them.
Oh, he is like, oh, the cruelest irony. I was the region's greatest collector of big toes and thumbs, and now here I am
gross.
having them collected from me, my girl Friday, or my master Bezek.
Okay.
Yeah, so I
Wow.
guess maybe as listeners of this story at the time, we would have like known that legend of
Okay.
him, and so we
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised why they cut off his thumbs and toes. And
So you
great
think they
toes.
only
don't know,
did it to him
that's-
because he was doing it to everyone else?
They've never
And
done it to anyone else.
I guess that's true. This is a first.
They've never done it to anyone else, but still, yikes.
Or they
Okay,
have and just
so-
didn't mention it until now.
Perhaps. I don't know. So they brought him to Jerusalem and he died there. Yeah, probably like he bled out after like all of his
Yeah.
orifices? No,
His-
appendages.
His new orifices.
Digits, I suppose, is what we would call those.
Yeah, they're just digits, I guess. So the children of Judah fought against Jerusalem and took it and struck it with the edge of the sword and set the city on fire.
Classic.
Okay.
Classic move.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, do you need to set it on fire? Like, you got it now. Like, do we also need to set it on fire?
They love
Whatever.
doing that. They love setting shit
I guess-
on fire.
They love it, yeah. Afterward, the children of Judah went down to fight against the Canaanites who lived in the hill country and in the south and in the lowland. Judah went against the Canaanites who lived in Hebron. Now the name of Hebron before was Kirath Arba.
Yeah,
And they
remember that
struck-
one.
Yeah. And they struck Sheshai. It says S-H-E, Shai, S-H-A-I.
Shishai?
And
Shy, okay.
Yeah.
Sheshai and Ahiman and Talmai. From there, he went against the inhabitants of Debir. Now, the name of Debir before was Kirath Sefer.
Okay,
Cool.
now I understand. Cool, thank you for
Definitely.
clarifying that.
No problem. These are in like parentheses. They're just like, just in case you forgot or in case you're like, where is this? Caleb said, he who strikes Kirath Sefer and takes it, to him I will give Achsah.
Who said
Oh,
that?
that was Caleb. That was
Caleb
Caleb's
said
Oh,
that.
daughter.
yeah, this happened. Okay, we're getting...
Wait.
Right, this is
Oh,
recap.
this is...
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
We're repeating. We're repeating this
it?
story.
We drink for repeating, right?
Yes, drink for
Sure,
repeating.
I'll drink. Yeah, no problem.
But we have a tradition of this, right? When we start a new book, we kind of have to
Right.
recap what happened before because these books weren't
I guess...
all part of one
Yeah.
book
You have to
originally.
do it previously on.
All right, they're talking
Yeah.
about Caleb. Yeah. Okay, so this has happened. This is just what. All right, whatever. What I don't know why we're talking about this again, but here we are. So he who strikes Kirath Sefer and takes it, to him I will give Achsah, my daughter, as a wife. Othniel, okay, Othniel, the son of Kenaz, Caleb's younger brother, took it, and he gave him Askah, his daughter, as a wife. It happened when she came to him that she moved to him. Wow, this is really, really a freaking recap.
Yeah,
like,
this is really
we
everything we've
literally
done
have
so
talked
far.
about this
Hang on.
again.
And of all stories to recap, why are we recapping this one about her
I don't
coming to
know.
her father?
Okay, wait, hold on. So you know how when you
I guess
start...
it's super important.
You know how when you start a new season of a show or even just a new episode of a show and they do the previously on, sometimes they'll show you a scene that you're like, what? That wasn't significant, but it's gonna be. So maybe I'm putting too much trust in these writers, but
who knows, okay? But we're going to talk about it again, that's for sure. So it happened when she came to him that she moved him to ask of her father a field, and she alighted from off her donkey, and Caleb said to her, "What would you?" Wait, it literally says, "What would you?"
Yeah, what would you?
What would
Like,
you?
yeah, what would you? What would you like?
Okay. Can you put like? What would you aspire to get? Like, I don't know, something rather than just what would you?
So the
She said-
message translates it as what would you like?
Yeah, well, thank you, the message. Thank you for putting that in there. I would have
King James
appreciated
Bible
that.
says, "What wilt thou?"
Oh, I like that.
Well,
that's a
that would
good
make
one.
even more sense than what would you? What wilt thou? She said to him, "Give me a blessing, for that you have set me in the land of the south. Give me also springs of water." Caleb gave her the upper springs and the lower springs.
Yeah,
Yes,
we know.
we know. We heard. We remember. The children of the Kenites, Moses' brother-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which is in the south of Arad, and they went and lived with the people. Judah went with Simeon his brother, and they struck the Canaanites who inhabited Zephath and utterly destroyed it.
So I think we just covered Simeon helping Judah, and now Judah's helping Simeon. Is that what I'm to believe?
I guess.
Because he went with
Sure.
Simeon to there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
So they've sort of partnered up. They've got an alliance going on.
Yeah, but then also Caleb was in there and did some stuff.
Well, Caleb is part of the house of Judah, I think. I forget which. He's part of one of those houses, though.
Okay. So Judah went with Simeon his brother, and they struck the Canaanites who inhabited Zephath and utterly destroyed it. The name of the city was called Hormah. Also, Judah took Gaza with the border of it, and Ashkelon with the border of it, and Ekron with the border of it.
Right.
Yahweh was with Judah and drove out the inhabitants of the hill country. For he could not drive out the inhabitants of the valley because they had chariots of iron. Well,
Oh. I think
goodness.
I think we did probably cover this before. Remember, we had certain peoples that they weren't able to drive out, but now we get some details about why.
Because they
Neat.
had some
Okay.
badass chariots.
Yeah, Ben Hur up
Yeah.
in here.
Not chariots of fire, but chariots of iron, which is also cool. They gave Hebron to Caleb, and as Moses had spoken, and he drove out the 3 sons of Anak. And the children of Benjamin did not drive out the Jebusites who inhabited Jerusalem, but the Jebusites dwell with the children of Benjamin in Jerusalem to this day.
Yeah, we've covered all this. Okay.
Yeah. The house of Joseph, they also went up against Bethel, and Yahweh was with them. The house of Joseph sent to spy out Bethel. Now, the name of the city before was Luz.
Right. No, yeah, Luz.
Luz?
No, you gotta say it like the computer said it. Luz.
Luz. The watchers saw a man come forth out of the city, and they said to him, "Show us, we pray you, the entrance into the city, and we will deal kindly with you." Ugh, that sounds ominous.
Yeah, that sounds like this was not like a kind, oh, hey, excuse me, can you show us? I think this is more of a, we're going to put a knife to your throat. And,
show us how to get into the city, or else.
Or else we'll only cut off one of your toes.
Yeah.
It's only one of your great toes. He's shown them the entrance into the city, and they struck the city with the edge of the sword, but they let the man go and all his family.
Oh, good.
Well, that's nice.
I do appreciate that at least in those negotiations so far, they have stayed true to their word, right?
Yeah, I appreciate that, too.
Rahab, and then also with this dude.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I'm sorry. No,
You're not as
what?
convinced?
Sure.
You're like,
sure,
no, whatever.
But I just don't think that it's enough to balance out. Because, first of all, just sheer numbers. We killed 10,000 people, but we let this one family go. Like, already there, I'm just like, And then also, yeah, we let you go, but like, you don't have a city anymore.
Yeah.
You don't have a place to live anymore. You know, we're probably not going to accept you.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I'm just,
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to talk about that now. It says, the man went into the land of the Hittites and built a city and called the name of it Luz, which is the name of it to this day.
Okay, so this guy went on to be quite prosperous then.
Yeah, I mean, he's good, you know?
I don't think
he was okay.
But I don't.
We'll see if later we end up conquering Luz.
That's the thing, is I don't trust.
Maybe he'll die
I do not trust that they're going to
eventually.
let this fly. There's no way that they're going to be okay with this one dude being like, "Fine, I'll just build the city all over again." I do not think they're going to just let him
They
get away
probably
with
won't be
that.
okay with it, but right now it says to this day,
To
whenever
this day,
they decided to write this thing, to this day, we're good.
Wow.
Manasseh did not drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shean and its towns, nor of Taanach and its towns, nor the inhabitants of Dor and its towns, nor the inhabitants of Ibleam and its towns, nor the inhabitants of Megiddo.
These are definitely Pokemon, right?
This one is really Pokemon-esque. It's Megiddo.
Megiddo, yeah.
Megiddo.
Totally, that's definitely a Pokemon.
Totally, and its towns. But the Canaanites would dwell in that land. It happened when Israel had grown strong that they put the Canaanites to forced labor and did not utterly drive them out. Jeez, they really
I see. So like, it's okay
mean
that we
to the
didn't conquer them
Canaanites.
because we just enslaved them. So
Yeah, we've
exactly.
all covered this.
we
yeah,
just kind of
get
paid it forward what the Egyptians did to us. You know.
boy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
Jeez, didn't they learn like maybe that's not a great thing to do to a whole people?
Well, but remember in Leviticus and Deuteronomy and stuff like that, it was kind of put forward of like, you got to be nice to your slaves because you were slaves once. It wasn't like, you were slaves once, you know how shitty it is, don't do that. It was like, no. We all know that we like having slaves. You got to have slaves, you know? So just be nice to them. You were in their position once.
Yeah,
I suppose. All right, let's continue.
Yeah.
Ephraim didn't drive out the Canaanites who lived in Gezer, but the Canaanites lived in Gezer among them. Zebulun didn't drive out the inhabitants of Kitron, nor the inhabitants of Naalol. Naalol. That's what it's Nahallol.
Nahallol. I love it, yeah.
Nahalol, but the Canaanites lived among them and became subject to forced labor.
Classic.
Poor Canaanites, I feel bad. The Asher didn't drive out the inhabitants of Akko, nor the inhabitants of Sidon, nor Alab, nor Achzib, nor of Helbah, nor of Aphik, nor of Rehob, but the Asherites live among the Canaanites and the inhabitants of the land, for they did not drive them out.
Yeah.
Naphtali didn't drive out the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh, nor the inhabitants of Beth Anon, but he lived among the Canaanites, the inhabitants of the land. Nevertheless, the inhabitants of Beth Shemesh and of Beth Anath became subject to forced labor. How unfortunate.
Good.
The Amorites forced the children of Dan into the hill country, for they would not allow them to come down to the valley. But the Amorites would dwell in Mount Heres, and Aijalon, and in Shaalbim. Yet the hand of the house of Joseph, it's Shalbim. Shaalbim. Exactly. Yet the hand of the house of Joseph prevailed, so that they became subject to forced labor. The border of the Amorites was from the ascent of Akrabim, from the rock and upward.
From the rock.
That's it.
Okay.
From the
I'm
rock.
glad that the rock is back in this.
Yeah, just a rock, not the rock, but the rock, but a rock.
Okay.
And
I see,
upward.
a rock. And we cast the rock as Yahweh, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How could you
just-
forget?
No, I didn't forget, clearly, because I said it with my words. I was just looking up our Pokemon quiz, and just the responses. These are the average score is 58%.
Wow.
Whoa.
Not
Oh,
doing
wait,
so
how
great.
did we do?
The two of
We
you
both scored 11 out of how many?
out of 15.
Okay.
Does anyone have a calculator handy?
I can do it real quick in
Yeah,
Google.
let me
11 divided by
here.
15 is 73333.
Yeah, 73.
73%.
Yeah.
So you
All
did
right, we got a solid C.
solid C. Yes.
Yikes.
So far, nobody has gotten over 90%. So
Well, that's way better than we did. Jeez.
right. Only 3 people have gotten a B, have gotten between 81 and 90. So
Dedeker,
yeah.
we didn't do well at all.
Jeez.
No, people are doing better than you out there. Probably because they're not
Yeah.
drinking while they're doing the test.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I felt pretty confident, but it didn't do very well. Oh well. That's all right.
All
Well,
right.
drinking also
All
makes you
right.
feel more confident, is the thing.
Oh, yeah, you're
That's
right.
the-
Yeah,
that's the
false
catch.
confidence. False
Yeah.
confidence is basically what that is.
All
All
right.
right.
Judges 2. The angel of Yahweh came up from Gilgal to Bochim.
Who the heck is the angel?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We haven't covered that.
The angel of Yahweh. Like what? Who
one of
dis?
one of many, I presume.
Yeah, I guess an angel of Yahweh.
Yes. He said,
Yeah, exactly.
I made you to go up out of Egypt and have brought you the land which I swore to your fathers. So it's actually Yahweh. Is it like the specter of Yahweh?
What?
The appearance of
Is that-
Yahweh?
Is that how that works?
The apparition of Yahweh?
Is it because
Oh.
there's not currently a leader who speaks directly to Yahweh, and therefore Yahweh has to send an angel down? Because Yahweh can't talk to them directly; they would die.
No.
We've covered
Yeah,
that.
you're right. So yeah, maybe he needs to send an angel as a
Yeah.
harbinger.
Oh,
of-
I see. Yes. Okay. That makes
harbinger
sense.
of his new complaints. Okay.
Okay.
Brought you to the land which I swore to your fathers, and I said, I will never break my covenant with you.
I'm sorry. I just
What?
realized. So this covers that the angel came from Gilgal to Bochim. So it's even like it walked there from another city,
Oh.
Oh,
right? Like I just realized the weirdness
That's
of that
odd.
detail.
it didn't. Maybe it flew.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe it flapped
sure.
its little winglings.
But either way, they're sort
Maybe
of
it
like
has huge wings and 17 eyes. Okay.
maybe they've always been like that. We just don't know it till Revelation.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, but no, it's like they specify where it came from, which makes me wonder if like maybe this looked like a human. Maybe they thought it was just some messenger, and then they're like, "Ah, shoot, you're an angel. We can tell."
Tell by
How-
your
how
17
can they
eyes
tell?
that you're very poorly trying to hide
Yeah, exactly.
behind your Groucho
You
Marx
put a lot of
glasses.
makeup on them.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Just because you're wearing a ton of pairs of sunglasses doesn't mean we can't tell.
I don't know. I don't like
Okay.
it.
And I said, I will never break my covenant with you, and you shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land.
I'm sorry. Who?
Oh.
Yahweh
Who?
said? I said. The angel said.
It
The
says
angel is
I
speaking as though the angel is Yahweh.
Okay, sorry.
Speaking
Sorry.
in the
Please
first
continue.
person.
Please continue.
You shall make no covenant with the inhabitants of this land. You shall break down their altars.
Hmm.
But you have not
Oh.
listened to my voice. Why have you done this?
Oh no!
Wait, done what?
They
Done
let
what?
people live,
Oh, because
and they made
Let
covenants.
my people go / let my people live?
But that's bad. Don't let them live.
Why,
So
because it wasn't
he's
total
essentially
devastation?
saying
I think so.
he's saying kill all the people that have made altars?
No,
Is that what he's saying?
well,
what does
he said don't ever make a covenant with the people here, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
but
have
he's
done
like
that.
letting some. Yeah, he's letting some of the people live. Like they just recapped all the people that they let live. Is that what you're saying?
That's why that was relevant to cover that, because now Yahweh's
No, he's
displeased.
pissed.
Mad.
Yeah.
He mad.
Therefore, I also
Awkward.
said, I will not drive them out from before you, but they shall be as thorns in your sides, and their
Oh
gods
boy, here we go.
shall be a snare to you. It happened when the angel of Yahweh spoke these words to all the children of Israel that the people lifted up their voice and wept.
Yeah.
They're like, dang it.
We tried so hard. But they had
Oh,
iron
God.
chariots.
Iron chariots. We got sick of killing people and we wanted slaves. They called the name of that place Bochem. Botched it. And they sacrificed there to
that's
Yahweh.
it. They don't. Oh, I get a clarification here in the message that says that means weepers.
Oh,
Weepers creepers.
Great.
Weepers, creepers.
Squeaper
Yeah.
scrapers. Yeah, nice.
Dang.
Nice.
Okay, and they sacrificed there to Yahweh.
Like just animals and stuff, like the usual
Probably.
sacrificial people things.
Probably,
yeah.
Now, when Joshua
Animals.
had sent the people away, the children of Israel went every man to his inheritance to possess the land. The people served Yahweh all the days of Joshua and all the days of the elders who outlived Joshua, who had seen all the great work of Yahweh that he had worked for Israel.
Mhm.
Joshua, the son of Nun, the servant of Yahweh, died, being 110 years old. Oh, Emily, you get to
Yes,
relive his
we
death
know.
again.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, we've been there, okay? We did it. Good job, but we're done now.
They buried him in the border of his inheritance in Timnath-Heres, in the hill country of Ephraim, on the north of the mountain of Gash. There's many A's.
Gash?
Yeah.
Several A's.
Why
Okay.
are there multiple A's? What is up with the A's?
I mean, I'm assuming this is representing some Hebrew letters
Yeah,
that we
if
don't
there's
have in
anything
English.
I've learned from
Yeah.
ever trying to learn any kind of other language, especially Asian languages, is that a lot of languages other than English have many, many vowels.
A lot more vowels
Many
than we
more
have.
vowels than we
Oh,
have.
yeah.
Like when we tried to learn the Laotian language, they have like 27 vowels or like something
Whoa.
awful
Right,
like that. Way
right.
more
Wow.
vowels than you would think that you would need, but they got them. So
And we have them. We just don't write them
exactly, we
differently.
don't write them. Yeah, that's the thing is we do make those different nuanced vowel sounds
Or
with
at
our
least
mouths,
some of them, yeah.
but we don't write them specially. You know, so.
We're gonna write like 75 A's in a
Right,
row.
every tiny little diphthong, every tiny little nuance
Yeah.
of a diphthong and
Right.
stuff like
No.
that.
Right. We don't specify
Okay.
between when we say, a,
Y'all. It's all just written as A.
Right, that like in the word gather, it's an a for the a and a for
right.
the e. But then in the word get, it's an for the e instead of an for the e.
Mhm.
But other
Yeah.
languages are much more clear than ours.
Well, whoops.
Okay, so that was Gash. Also, all that generation were gathered to their fathers, and there arose another generation after them who didn't
okay.
know Yahweh.
Oh no!
What?
nor
How do you
yet-
not know
No.
Yahweh?
Nor yet the work which he had worked for Israel.
What? Are you living with your head in the sand?
Oh, it
that
gets
was
worse.
that was for you, Mom. That was for you.
It gets worse. It gets worse. The children of Israel did that which was evil in the sight of
no.
Yahweh and
Whoa.
served the balls. The balls.
I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I'm sorry,
Whose
could you-
balls?
They served
Whose
balls.
balls did they
Served
serve?
balls.
Whose balls did they serve?
The the Canaanites' balls.
Or they
clearly.
served balls as a delicacy.
Wait,
and that's forbidden.
Some Rocky Mountain
ball.
oysters.
Wait, isn't ball a thing?
Okay,
It's a
so-
god.
is that a thing?
Ball
Yes,
is a god.
Ball is a ball is a
okay,
Canaanite
okay.
god.
So this is who they're talking
When
about.
I
right?
was a child, the way that all
you-
of my Christian elementary school teachers got around just saying ball was
Uh-huh.
either they called him Baal. I had some teachers who called him Baal.
That's smart. Yeah.
And then I also had a lot of teachers who called him Baal.
Yeah, Baal.
Like they
I think that's the one I
Baal.
heard more
Yeah,
was
Baal.
Baal. Yeah.
they served the
Baal?
balls.
like Christian Bale.
kind of like Christian
Yeah,
Baal.
Christian. They served the Christian Bales. Can we cast Christian Bale as Bale?
Done.
Okay,
Done,
so
right?
Done.
Okay.
I
Write it
just saw
down.
Ford. I just saw Ford versus Ferrari, and he was in that. He
Yeah.
was like one of the other
Was he
lead in it.
demanding child sacrifice?
No, he wasn't, but he was definitely like angry and a race car driver, and a lot happened. But yeah, I don't know. He's been so many things to so many people in so many movies.
Well, this is not the last that we're gonna have of Baal / Christian Bale.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I'm excited.
so does that mean we have to call him
that's
Bale
exciting.
then?
Yeah, we'll call him
I
Bale.
love,
Okay.
I love him as Laurie. He was a good Laurie.
Oh, he was a good
so-
Laurie.
Oh, I love
Oh,
that
he was
movie.
the best Laurie. I'm
Oh,
so
I
resistant
love
to the new Little Women.
I
don't
haven't
wanna
seen
go
it yet,
see
and I don't know if I
because-
want to.
I know, I'm
because
so
it's all
attached to
women
the
of my
old one.
childhood. Oh, it's so good.
Okay, all right. Christian Bale,
right.
he's in the movie. He's cast.
Mhm.
Get him on the phone. Okay,
As Baal.
Yeah.
as
But
Baal.
maybe that's the irony, is that we cast Christian
It's
Bale, we
real,
call
but
it
he's
Baal.
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 I kind of like that. Okay.
Love it.
Oh, so they served the Baals, and they forsook Yahweh, the God of their fathers, who brought them out of the land of Egypt, and followed other gods, of the gods of the
Ooh.
peoples who were round about them, and bowed themselves down to them, and they provoked Yahweh to anger.
Yep.
Of course they did. Surprise,
Boy.
surprise.
Here we go.
Oh
They
boy, they
forsook
did.
Yahweh and served Baal and the Ashtaroth. The anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel, and he delivered
bet it
them
was.
into the hands of spoilers who despoiled them. And he
What?
sold them into the hands of their enemies round about, so that they could not any longer stand before their enemies.
Oh boy.
Boy, okay.
Yikes.
Wherever they went out,
I don't know
the
what
hand
this
of-
means, but yikes.
Wherever they went out, the hand of Yahweh was against them for evil, as Yahweh had spoken and as Yahweh had sworn to them, and they were sore distressed.
Can I-
Excuse me?
Can I hit you with the message here real quick?
Let's hear it.
Yeah, please.
Every time they walked out the door, God was with them, but for evil.
Oh,
Just as God had said, just as
Yikes.
he had sworn he would do, period, they were in a bad way.
oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
bet they were.
I would
Yeah, they were.
agree with
I
that.
just- That line, they were in a bad way. I picture
Yeah, they were.
the writer of the message turning his chair around and sitting on it backwards with the school kids and being like, they were in a bad way.
Things really sucked for them. That's what
Speaking
you.
the language
That's
of the
what you kids say these days, right? The S word. It really blowed.
Shit?
Oh, it really blowed. No, the sucks. The sucks word.
Yes.
Oh, sucks. Okay.
Okay.
You know what? You know, slaps is a thing now.
But that's like a
Slaps?
good thing, right? It slaps.
Yeah, it
Like
slaps. I had never heard of this until my friend brought it up, who like is a teacher to young kids,
Yeah.
and apparently this is a thing called slaps.
I've only ever heard it used for songs, but does it?
Have you heard it in TikTok? Because that's a thing kids do, and you're
Yeah,
more
you're-
kidly than me and Dedeker are.
No, I actually learned it from listening to a podcast called the Bechtelcast, where they were talking about Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they kept saying like, "This song slaps." It's like, okay.
You're like, I
Okay.
guess that's a thing now. Okay,
Yeah.
please.
So they were in a
Dedeker,
bad way.
continue.
It did not slap, but it did
No.
suck. Okay.
Yeah.
Yahweh raised up judges.
Judge the very judges. Ooh, who are
Yes.
these judges? I want to meet them.
Okay, let's hear more. Okay, Yahweh raised up judges who saved them out of the hand of those who despoiled them.
Oh.
Yet
Oh
they didn't listen to their judges.
Jeez.
boy.
For they
Why wouldn't
played
you?
they played the prostitute after other gods and bowed themselves down to them. They turned aside quickly out of the way in which their fathers walked, obeying the commandments of Yahweh, but they didn't do so.
Oh.
When Yahweh raised them up judges, raised,
Raised up them judges.
You
That's how I
raised me
read
up.
it at first. When Yahweh raised them up judges, then Yahweh was with the judge and saved them out of the hand of their enemies all the days of the judge. For it repented Yahweh because of their groaning by reason of those who oppress them and vex them. Can you please help us out, Jace?
Yeah, come on. I don't know what that said at all. Can you just what I'm asking is this, like, so did Yahweh create, did he make them go against him so that he could create these judges to go for them and show them the way as like a cautionary tale to future generations or something?
I mean, I could see one
I
making
don't know
that
what I'm
argument.
even saying, but yeah, like
I
I'm
could
just
see
trying
one
to, like-
making that argument, but
okay.
in other places in the Bible, it has been clear, like when Yahweh hardened Pharaoh's heart, it was clear that like Yahweh
Yeah.
did that, but here it's
Okay.
not.
Yeah, here it sounds more like Yahweh's trying, but these people just keep turning away.
Yeah, exactly.
What does the message say?
Okay. You sure you want the message and not King James?
Yeah.
Just anything that's more comprehensible than this.
Oh, then not the King James. Okay, here's the message. When God was setting up judges for them, he would be right there with the judge, : He would save them from their enemies' oppression as long as the judge was alive, for God was moved to compassion when he heard their groaning because of those who afflicted and beat them.
Okay, so he picks out some special judges.
Judgy boys.
Judgy boys. Some good boys for Yahweh.
Yeah.
And the good boys for Yahweh move his heart because they're like, oh, this is so sad, these people. And then he's like, okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. You're going to be in a good way. But it happened when the judge was dead that they turned back. And dealt more corruptly than their fathers in following other gods to serve them and to bow down to them. They didn't cease from their doings, nor from their stubborn way. They were in a stubborn way.
They're definitely stubborn. Like, why would they keep doing this, considering they know what's going to happen? God and Joshua, before he died, talked to them about how bad things would get if they were serving other gods and stuff.
Well, I think research shows that scare tactics are usually not the most effective tactics.
Yeah.
Well, apparently they're useless.
I feel like Yahweh is learning that lesson right now, that scare tactics are not the most effective way to get people to fall in line. Apparently. Yeah, but so it seems like here we're saying that like these judges maybe just mean like leaders. And so he'll appoint a leader who does manage to get people in line, but as soon as that leader dies, they just go back to TikToking and whatever the kids are doing these days.
Slapping the bass and stuff.
Slapping the bass. Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
It slaps. That's isn't that what it comes from?
There's a
I don't know if I don't think that's what it comes from.
There's a new trend in middle schools now of jazz quartets. And
what?
Funky.
Slapping the bass?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Okay, the anger of Yahweh was kindled against Israel, and he said, because this nation have transgressed my covenant, which I commanded their fathers, and have not listened to my voice, I also will not henceforth drive out any from before them of the nations that Joshua left when he died. Oh, so he's kind of changing his mind. He's being like, I'm not gonna help you out anymore.
Oh, I see, because he tried with the judges and it just didn't work out. So,
that by them I may prove Israel, whether they will keep the way of Yahweh to walk therein, as their fathers did keep it or not. So Yahweh left those nations without driving them out hastily, neither delivered he into the hand of Joshua. That's the end of the chapter.
Wow. Neither delivered he them into the hand of Joshua.
Yeah, the other nations. The nations that he said that he was going to deliver, but then he's like, nah, y'all are being bad, so I'm not going to do that.
Okay. But they got a lot of nations, right? Like a lot.
They did defeat a lot of people, yes.
Yeah.
That is correct.
So, just saying. It's still a lot.
So I have some insights here into slap.
Okay.
I'm finding some evidence, and it probably goes back even further than this, but that this comes from the Oakland area as early as the mid-2000s.
I'd believe it.
So more than 10 years, 15 years ago. This is
a lot of slang that comes out of Oakland.
A post from 2005 on Urban Dictionary says slap means to have a very loud, good quality sound system, especially in your car, or a song that just sounds hella good and has tremendous bass in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, the slaps.
This person says when everyone else was still calling it knock or thump, we in Oakland started calling it slap. The rest of the Bay Area eventually caught on to it. And now apparently the rest of the internet has caught on also.
Right.
Wow.
Swear.
Okay, there you go.
What's going to happen next?
Anything.
I mean, that was just like a recap. But yeah, exactly. Anything.
Well, I think, he talks about raising up these judges, and then I'm pretty sure the rest of the book of Judges is about the more specific stories of each of these judges trying to get Israel in line. I don't think that was just like a one and done kind of thing. They're setting up that like this is what Yahweh was trying for, and now we're going to tell you more about each of these specific judges.
I see. So it's like a show where we start by kind of saying how it's going to end up, and then we go back and show the stories that led up to that point.
It's very Brechtian in that way.
Okay, right,
Cool.
I see.
Cool.
Yeah, we lay it all out. What's going to happen, how you're going to feel about it, and then we go and show you the
and
story.
then we do it. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, well, I'm excited to continue with this. I will say the recaps, at least, like, a lot happens in them. It's all stuff we've heard before, but at least the pace is fast. So
I have to say, well, so we were debating, dear listener, whether or not we would like continue on to chapter 3 today, but we ended up doing the first 2, which are in the reading plan. And I think it makes sense because perhaps number 3, like Judges 3, is actually going to get into the meat of the story a bit more.
Yeah.
The vegan maid, of course.
Yeah.
But maybe this was just the opening, let's recap what the heck just happened.
Yeah, that makes
kind
sense.
Kind of thing. Yet again, even though we recapped it in the last 2 chapters before this, but whatever.
But again,
this
remember,
is written by someone else.
It's like when you read the later Harry Potter books and they kind of recap stuff before. It's because
it was usually in the early Harry Potter books. It was in 1, 2, 3, and then in 4 she was just like, you know what, you've read them. You've read them. Okay,
right?
Yeah,
because there might have been many years in between releases of this series.
There were, yeah. In
this
series, the Bible.
I still really want to make our set of paperbacks that are each of the books as an individual paperback with our annotations in it. I have a dream for this.
That's a huge project.
I know. Maybe that's a project we can start once we get past this 300 patron thing. I know I keep coming back to that, but seriously, go tell your friends. Get some people on board because we've got big dreams here. Got big dreams, and we just can't afford to do them right now. So patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy.
Totes.
All right. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you would like a toast on this show, then sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. And also to help us live that dream of 2 episodes a week, getting to Revelation sooner, and also of doing things like paperbacks and all sorts of beautiful dreams. And live shows, maybe. Hey, if we could have enough patrons, we could do live shows around the country. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Anyway, if you would like more Drunk Bible Study, all of that stuff, including ad-free episodes, early releases, and all that, become a patron at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. And tell your friends. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jay Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of The. The theme for the Book of Judges is The People's Dread Judges by Jay Lindgren feat Emily Matlack. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.